Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel and another episode of the best SDS rotary hammers. And on this episode, we got a nice one here for you today, right? So we're going to be talking about this tool right here. Have you guys ever used a tool and it put a big smile on your face? Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that's this tool right here. We recently bought this and had a good chance to use it just a little bit. And the first time we pulled the trigger, it will put a huge smile on your face. So just in case you didn't know what this is, this right here is the 40 volt max XGT SDS Max brushless rotary hammer with AFT and AVT. What does that mean? Anti-feedback technology and anti-vibration technology. It's got pretty much huge handles, variable speed. It's got like all kinds of crazy stuff here. So, you know, we're going to go over this tool top to bottom and then see how it stands up against all the SDS rotary hammers we've tested so far. So if you're interested in that, stick with us. This right here is a 40 volt max XGT brushless 1 9/16 inch AVT rotary hammer from Makita. It is a cordless concrete solution designed for heavy load, heavy duty applications. It delivers power, speed, and runtime for corded demands without the cord. It features AFT, which is active feedback sensing technology, which turns off the motor if it's suddenly forced to stop. Anti-vibration technology, AVT, is used to reduce vibration. It features more than just a padded handle. It is active. AVT is an internal counterbalance that uses air pressure to move counterweight pistons in opposite direction of the drive piston to reduce vibration actively. In addition, the vibration absorbing back handle is used to further reduce vibration, and for added durability on job site conditions, it features all the XGT technology. It also has AWS, which is auto start wireless technology to power on and off dust extraction systems and other systems, stuff like that. It features constant speed control, which automatically applies additional power under load for optimum performance. It has a torque limiting clutch, which is engineered to prevent gear damage by automatically disengaging the gears in case of a bind. And the constant speed control automatically adds power to the motor to maintain speed under load to complete the most demanding job applications. It also features electronic brake, variable dial, built-in LED, built-in soft start to reduce startup reaction. It has a soft no load function that automatically reduces the motor when idling. The rotary hammer also has many dust extraction kits that are, you know, obviously sold separately depending on what kind of system you want to use. It has two modes, which is hammer with rotation or hammering only. All right, so this is the left-hand part of the tool and there's a lot of stuff going on here. So let's go ahead and take a look, all right? Metal, plastic, 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 rubber, plastic, 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 rubber. So most of the stuff on here inside is plastic, and just in case you didn't know what all the stuff was, brushless, XGT, brushless, Makita, AVT, AFT. Man, you're gonna have like, you know, a problem just trying to read all the stuff going on here. Anyways, point is, there's a little metal piece here you can use to rest, you know, maybe put like a fall rest type system in case you need to tie some lanyard or something like that on there. What I've seen most people do is just tie it down here, and right here does become also like, you know, easier to access in case you needed to do something with that, right? So other than that, here's the front. This part right here is a SDS Max chuck, right? So you insert, twist, lock, no problem. Have had no issues with that. Pull this collar back, it releases the lock on that, and you can, you know, take it out and put a new bit in. So let's talk about this handle right here, because this is a pretty big size handle that you got going up in here, and it works like any other handle would. You know, you twist it and it cinches down this metal ring here really tight, and you can put it wherever you need to put it. This part right here is obviously rubber overmolded, and it's pretty nice. This part right here is where you would use your depth rod system. But the other interesting thing about this handle is that this is a second handle, or there are two handles that it comes with when you get this, right? So you can get it with this handle, or you can install it with this handle, or you can install the D handle, right? So this is the metal ring right here, cooked on the, you know, this metal pretty much bolt that goes all the way through. Tighten this down. This part right here is nicely rubber overmolded. So you can either take this one off and put this one on and use that, but this one gives you a little bit more leverage, especially if you're holding it like out here. mainly because it just sticks out a little bit more. But this one may just give you a better grip depending on, you know, whatever your preference may be. There is a picture right here that says, you know, if you're chipping, right, using the hammer mode, you can use a D handle or the side handle. But if you're drilling, they want you to really only use the side handle. Okay, so there's probably some reasons for that. Don't know what they are, but you know, let's go ahead and go with that. All right. Up on here, you can see this right here is where you would push in to lock it out. Can't pull the trigger. It does pop out here. Push it in from this side. You can activate the trigger. Okay. And I will go ahead and say for the trigger, this is a full handle trigger, which is really nice. So we did use this for quite a long time, even though, you know, the job that we used this for was probably way, this thing was way oversized for some of those things, but just using it for a long time, you can tell this is actually really easy to use. It's not a 2-finger trigger. It's not a 1-finger trigger where you're, you know, fingers and stuff like that will get tired. It's just the whole thing, your whole grip, right? So it becomes really easy. And because it's tapered like right here, you know, your handle just wants to go there and do this, right? Sometimes. But for some reason, when I'm using this, I really want to sometimes hold it like this, right? If you're actively drilling or chipping, you may want to do this, but sometimes you just want to be up here. And I just find that's really nice. They even have it like textured right there. Not sure if you can see that. So it's a really nice feeling when you do use this. It does work really well. This trigger is not variable speed, right? So check this out. What is variable is this speed selector dial that's down here, right? So if I speed this down all the way down to 1, 2, let's see if you can move it while it's in motion, right? So you can change it while it's in motion. And as you could tell, or maybe you couldn't tell, it has a soft startup, like a soft ramp up, right? It's maybe a second or maybe 3/4 of a second or something like that. But you know, it's got a nice ramp up there, which feels really, really smooth. All right. Moving around to the back, you know, not too much stuff. It's all the other stuff that was going on the other side. But right here, it does have an AVT port. Sorry, not AVT, AWS port where you can buy the wireless transmitter, put it in there, and you can push this button to sync it up and all that kind of stuff. But you know, that's what that does. Over here in the front, there is a light that does activate, right? And considering where it is, that's probably, you know, not going to do too well since it's a little bit further back. But you know, where else could you really put it, right? You have to figure something like that out. But other than that, up top here, right? So here are the 2 modes right here. Hammer mode, right here, hammer drill mode, and right here is where you would go to adjust the variable lock on, you know, if you need to change the angle or where the bit was, right? So that's how that works. There's no problems with this. This is actually really smooth for some reason, but you know, that's what's really going on with this. What people really want to know is how does it stand out to performance? All right, so every time we use that tool, it puts a huge smile on our face. All right, so those numbers went by pretty quick. At least it seemed like it did. So let's go take a look at the numbers, right? So we ran this GRH05, not with this 4-amp-hour battery, but with a fully charged 5-amp-hour battery. And on the first run, it took 12.72 seconds. Second run, 11.43. Third run, 11.80, okay? Average of 3 runs was 11.98, all right? This is obviously an SDS Max drill, and it has an impact force of 8.4 foot-pounds, no load BPM of 2,900, and a no load RPM of 500. If you calculate the work done per minute, that comes up to somewhere around 24,360, okay? This tool, yes, it does have safety features built in and weighs close to a whopping 17 pounds, all right? So, with the total performance score of 11.98, where does this tool rank on the test track, right? So, on the leaderboard, 11.98 puts this tool currently in 5th place behind both of the Makita M18, I believe, fuel models, which are the 2915 and the 2916, and then the GRH05, but ahead of the GRH07, all right? So the leaderboard currently looks like the Bosch GBH18V-34, then the Metabo multi-volt 36-volt SDS Max Hammer, then the two Milwaukee M18 fuel SDS Plus hammers, then this GRH05 SDS Max, then the GRH07 SDS Plus, okay? So, let's go take a little bit of look at the numbers a little bit, right? So, if you look at the numbers around the GRH05, this tool, I believe, is the hardest hitting tool that we've tested so far. Then the other SDS Max we've tested, which was the Metabo HPT multi-volt one, which was 7.7, right? So if you look at the impact energy delivered, or AKA work done per minute, as we're calling it, they're both in, you know, upper 20,000 numbers, right? So drilling a hole of this size, which is a 6-inch depth by a 1/2 inch, is pretty much almost a walk in the park, and probably almost, I want to say almost too light duty for this tool or these SDS Max tools to really stand out against the other ones, right? So the SDS Plus tools, most of them may be somewhere close to rated up to 1 inch, right? Most of the SDS Maxes will be rated for up to maybe 1 9/16 inch, right? At least the cordless ones that are currently on the market. They're somewhere rated around that area, right? So, you know, the gap, as you would imagine, for SDS Max and SDS Plus hammers are not as big as you would imagine, mainly because the bit we're using is just too small, right? So maybe we should eventually test the SDS Maxes with bigger bits and, you know, see what the real separation is. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. We'll have to see how it really shakes out, right? So, what can we say about this tool, all right? So obviously Makita's been making, you know, SDS Max hammers and tools just for like a long time, right? So when it comes to, you know, concrete work or SDS work, right? A lot of people will think probably, I don't know, maybe y'all, but for me, it probably comes something like, you know, like Hilti, Bosch, and then Makita, right? Something like that, some type of that manner. Right, so, you know, they've been making tools for a long time, and it shows. Makita is known for the AVT on SDS stuff, right? So I'm glad they brought it into here and made it cordless, okay? All right, so would I go out and buy this tool again? That's going to be a really hard question, because, you know, you're going to have to figure out if you need that tool. But for me, I would buy it again if I did need one, mainly because this tool, every time you pull the trigger, it just puts a huge smile on your face. It is so smooth. I can't even describe how smooth it is. It is probably the smoothest, you know, jackhammering type tool, like, that causes vibrations that we've ever used. There's a similar, like almost a corded type of system like this that we've used before, that we picked it up and we're like, wow, this thing is smooth too. It's kind of on that manner, and I believe that's where that AVT that Makita is known for really comes into play. So I would definitely buy this again if we had to buy one again, but I will think twice about buying it again, mainly because this tool will cost you a whopping $750 tool only. Okay, most people are thinking, wow, $750, you're definitely going to raise an eyebrow. You know, you're going to be paying probably, I don't know what that is, maybe even Hilti levels, right, of cost, right? But, you know, if you're just taking all that vibration and shock and stuff into your body, you know, you may need to think about that. If you're working all day, it's definitely a tool you definitely need to get, right? But if you're using it occasionally, you may or may not be able to survive without it, right? But for me, yes, we did buy this tool. They did not send it to us. And yes, we would probably buy it again if we needed to, right? So with that being said, like I said, I think you should probably buy it if you need to, but, you know, other than that, that's all we can really say. Will we continuously use this tool if we can? Most definitely. If there is some reason to use this tool, I'm probably gonna find, you know, a reason to use the tool. Maybe we'll just even find reasons to use the tool even if we don't need to use it on that job, right? So anyways, point is, I hope this video helped you guys out. This tool has been really awesome to use over the last few weeks, and it's been super awesome, right? So if you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, have a great day, get back to work, and we'll see you guys next time.